Hello, and in this video, I'm going to be looking at some drawing techniques, particularly 3D drawing techniques. And to help me do that, I am going to be using Tinkercad. So the first thing I'd like you to do here is I'm going to go onto the Tinkercad website. You can see the address here in the address bar at the top of the browser. I'm going to go to sign in, and I'm going to sign in using Google. And as I've already signed in previously before doing this video, I don't have to select my account. I'm straight in there, but this is my school account here that I'm working with. And as you can see, I've got a whole range of previously made models here. So what I'm going to do is create a new design. Let's have a look here. Okay, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So the idea is that I am going to be drawing some simple 3D shapes, some simple polygons, and then combining them together to create more complex 3D shapes and drawing those on paper. So before I start actually making anything on Tinkercad, I think what I'm going to do first is go to my paper. Okay, let's have a see what we have here. Here we are. Here's my piece of paper. These are my hands. There's my pencil. And I'm just going to start to draw a few simple lines here just to get up to speed. I've got a nice sharp point here on my pencil. And whenever I sharpen my pencil point here, the first thing I do is I just make sure that I haven't got any kind of cracks in the lead. Sometimes you can have that happening. So just kind of like I just do a little swirl in the corner there. Okay, you could always do that, of course, on a piece of scrap paper, but at the moment I'm just basically exploring techniques here. Okay, now I'm going to start off here by doing some simple straight lines, and I'm trying to avoid here using a ruler. I want to do all my drawing freehand sketching. So to do this, what I want to do is turn the paper to a position where I can draw a straight line as easily as possible. So for example, if I was doing a line straight across the top here, what I'm wanting to do is turn the page so that I get a nice natural movement with my arm. When I move my arm, if I go horizontally across the page like this, it feels a little bit uncomfortable. Imagine I was doing, a line there, in that angle. If I had to sort of twist my body around and do that, it'd be very, very uncomfortable. So I'm going to turn the page, and I'm going to make it so that the paper is rotated and my hand is moving in a nice, easy direction. The next thing I'm going to do here, just look at the way I'm holding my pencil here. I'm actually wanting to hold the pencil quite a bit further out from my actual hand here. What I'm not wanting to do is do an arc. I'm not wanting to sort of pivot on my wrist like this. That's wrong. And I'm not wanting to pivot either on my arm, even though my arm itself has got, it's longer from the elbow to the point of the pencil. There's still going to be a radius there. What I'm wanting to do is kind of sweep the arm across, and I'm wanting to do these straight lines. Now, I've got no reference at this point for my straight line, so what I'm now going to do is put a little cross here and a little cross at the end there, and I'm just going to try and join those two crosses together. Now, if it's a bit hard to begin with, let's make it a little bit easier here. Let's just try and join. Oh, anyway, see, I've failed straight away on that one. Let me just try and join these crosses together. Yeah, I'm just going slightly up there. So I'm actually just going to turn the page a little bit there. Ah, that's better. Okay, that's going better now. Okay, now I can start to think about, well, how about I do the crosses further apart? Now, when I'm doing this, what I tend to find works best is, obviously look where you put your pencil to begin with, but then I look at where I'm going. I look at the end cross. So if I do some more over here, I put a cross here, I go to the cross here, I'm putting my pencil, I'm looking here to place my pencil on the page, but then my eye is looking there, okay? So again, I start looking with my pencil point there, but then my eye, let's try and do a better eye, shall we? My eye is looking there. Okay, so I start here, put my pencil on that cross, and then do the line. As you can see, if I now, let's just do some lines in this orientation. Notice now if I want to do vertical lines on the page, I'm going to turn the page and I'm going to do this. Now at this point I've got to be a little bit careful because I don't want to be smudging the pencil down here, and I'm going to come to that point in a second. Okay, so I've been practicing drawing some straight lines there, freehand. I obviously need to do some more practice here, don't I? Now, a point about the smudging and also a point about the line strength I'm working with here. I'm doing all my lines very, very faintly. It's not so much that I want to be able to rub them out, although I might want to at some point. It's more about trying to make it so that I've got just nice, faint construction lines. This is the thing here. I am creating here construction lines. And just like on a construction site, they start off by doing all of the foundations. They dig holes for the foundations, they pour cement into the foundations, and then they build. The building goes on those foundations. So the construction site here is building, is creating the building bit by bit. We're going to do this with these construction lines. These construction lines are very, very faint, and it's going to allow me basically to what's called crating out. And you can imagine here, this is a bit like a shipping crate, a cargo container. It allows me to crate out shapes like this. And then I can imagine here, for example, that I'm going to extend this top edge up a little bit here. Let's see, something like that. Okay, and then what I can do is I can actually start to add in some solid lines here. And I'm ending with, a wireframe chair. And then if I wanted to here, I can start to add in some three-dimensional form to this to give the chair some, or the components of the chair, some thickness. Here at the back, it's gone wrong, hasn't it? Because if I notice here, actually, this would be where the chair, I want to give that a bit of curvature there. That would be where the chair comes up. So actually, I've gone a bit wrong there. Okay, but anyway, but I've started with construction lines to get the basic form in place. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video, or stop it, should I say, at this point in time. Just to recap what we've done here, we're going to be looking at exploring some 3D shapes, drawing 3D shapes, using Tinkercad as a modeling tool to base our shapes upon. But I've started off by getting a piece of A4 paper here and just doing some faint lines, getting into the idea of faint lines, not big, thick lines. I want faint construction lines because then I can start to build my drawings up with these faint construction lines and then go over with more solid detail lines. And I also want to do freehand sketchings with straight lines. So I've been putting these little crosses on and then joining the crosses together. All very neat, all very simple. Okay, that's the end of this video. In the next one, we're going to go back to Tinkercad and we're going to see what we can do in terms of some simple 3D shapes.